Hello. It's no longer news that the world is currently going through the worst pandemic of the century, COVID-19, an illness that has had such devastating consequences around the globe. Meanwhile, there's been a mad rush in the search for a cure, a vaccine, anything that can bring life back to normal, and never before have the scientific processes of drug development been so challenged. The weaknesses of these processes have been laid bare, and to the layman, the question arises: if scientists struggle so much to find a cure, certainly I can rely on alternative medicine. We at CamDocUK felt it was necessary to help bridge these gaps of misunderstanding. We hope this video addresses these concerns.
Why has the scientific world been unable to produce a vaccine or cure several months after the start of this outbreak?
Having spent more than 20 years in drug discovery and development, I know the rigor that goes into testing any new drug in test tubes and animals before it ever advances into clinical trials.
Unfortunately, drug manufacturing involves several processes which might take many months, years, or even decades to be established. Ideally, the highest level of evidence for drug efficacy comes from clinical trials. These are control pathways to ensure that the right drug and dosing are established while considering safety, but they are expensive. Although clinical trials are not always feasible, it is important that drugs be assessed before being made open to the public.
Are plant-based remedies safe to use?
40% of medicines originate from plants. However, it is important to identify the active ingredient and specify the dose, frequency, and the duration of use. Otherwise, the medicine may rather act as a poison. Even water, which is essential for life, can be dangerous to the kidneys if taken in overdose.
What are your thoughts on the myriad of herbal remedies that have emerged on social media with claims to prevent and cure COVID-19?
It is important that any drug with claims to cure COVID-19 is assessed for efficacy and safety. Otherwise, it could end up becoming a poison. Many people have made claims of herbal treatments being effective. However, we know that 80% of people with COVID-19 get better without needing any treatment. The best way to know for sure if these treatments are effective is by controlled studies.
I know the regulations and requirements that must be met before clinical trial protocols are approved. These tests are meant to understand the effectiveness and safety profile of any potential drug so that we know what to monitor for in the clinic.
What about drugs such as hydroxychloroquine and aspirin, which have been trialed and are effective in conditions such as malaria? Can they cure COVID-19?
Actually, this is a key message we'd like to put across. Like many viral illnesses, COVID-19 has no cure at the moment. Many drugs, including hydroxychloroquine, have been put through clinical trials. So far, the result remains inconclusive. In fact, some have found no evidence of effectiveness at all, and instead have been proven to be rather harmful.
What about inhalations of herbs?
Steam inhalation is an age-old technique used to ease nasal congestion and help with the drainage of sinuses. As such, it's a really good technique for symptom relief. However, there is no evidence that high temperature and herbs used inside the nose can actually kill the coronavirus. Furthermore, steam inhalation is not a replacement for good prevention measures such as hand hygiene, face masks, and social distancing.
Can we use immune boosters such as vitamin C and zinc?
A good balanced diet is beneficial for health. Vitamin C and zinc are excellent immune system boosters. Now, ginger is high in zinc and garlic is a natural anti-inflammatory. However, these can both cause significant side effects such as tummy upset when consumed excessively. A large lemon, for example, contains about 30 milligrams of vitamin C, and so you would have to have 33 of these to get the equivalent dose of around 1000 milligrams. So take your pick.
Is there currently any vaccine or cure for COVID-19?
Many drug trials are in progress, but these take time. Some processes may have been fast-tracked due to the emergency of the situation, but safety measures still need to be put in place. Vaccines have been known to eradicate life-threatening diseases in the past, including polio, measles, and even Ebola. They work by teaching our body's immune system to recognize and kill offensive pathogens or diseases. We know that people do make antibodies against COVID-19, and there is work being done to develop the vaccine.
Should drug or vaccine trials be allowed in Cameroon or Africa?
Yes, most medications and vaccines used in Africa, even for the most endemic diseases like malaria, were trialed in the West. If people from Afro-Caribbean origins are not involved in such trials, we will not know if the medications are effective in that population. There has been a lot of concerns on social media about some unethical trials carried out in Black people, which resulted in a lot of suffering, disability, and death. Our researchers have to be held accountable to ethical trials to ensure that results from our part of the world be included in the worldwide data.
There's also this myth that Africans are being used as guinea pigs for clinical trials. This is simply not true. If you visit clinicaltrials.gov today, you see that over 338,000 trials are registered there. Out of these, only about 9,930 have sites in Africa. This is only about 3%. These numbers don't support the common narrative that Africans are being used as guinea pigs.